Nightingale, developed and published by Inflection Games, originally set to launch towards the end of 2022, but was unfortunately pushed back to the second half of 2023, with the end of the second half of 2023 rapidly approaching with only 3 months left. Currently, they have just finished a round of playtests that happened in March, and it does seem like there was some very positive feedback from those playtests, which is great news. Now, if you don't know what Nightingale is, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stick around for much more Nightingale content. We're going to be covering this game in full, all the way up until and much past the launch, so stick around and fondle those buttons. Now, Nightingale. Nightingale is set out on a journey of survival and adventure into the mysterious and dangerous Fae Realms of Nightingale. Become an intrepid Realmwalker and venture alone or with friends as you explore, craft, build and fight across a visually stunning Gaslamp Fantasy world. Now, from everything we have seen so far, this world does look absolutely amazing. It is something very different in the sort of survival genre. Other than, you know, the usual zombies or end of the world style, this is just something that's a little bit more out there. But it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to get my hands on it, as well as many other players too. Now, something that is very distinctive is the realm system itself. Now, if you don't know what the realm system is, you use something called realm cards, and these realm cards will create whole other worlds for you to go and visit. You have the freedom to set up your home base pretty much anywhere you like. Crafting and building a community is going to be a very big focus on the game. Now, I have done some previous videos on those. There is a whole Nightingale playlist on the channel, so definitely check that out. Now, what happened in the previous dev journal? So far, we know that there were playtests in March which have gone relatively well. They've had a few small issues with co-op, with maybe some boars.
On occasion, when they would pop into a rival realm and they were talking to Puck, they would get mauled by boars. We're discussing a couple of different ways that we can address this by launch, but rest assured, by then, you'll be able to talk to Puck in peace.
But mainly, it has gone really well, and this is what the team have had to say.
So between March 15th and the 17th, we had our fourth closed alpha playtest for Nightingale. In previous playtests, our servers were up for a limited time, so we would close them overnight. This, however, was the first playtest that we kept them open for 59 hours of continuous play. It took a lot of trust to let folks play during hours that the team was basically offline. But we're so fortunate to have such a great community that we really didn't have to worry too much during these hours that we were offline. I mean, you guys have outperformed our expectations every time. Their positive, patient, and constructive energy has made the whole process a great one for everyone involved. So today we wanted to summarize some of the good and some of the bumps that our playtesters experienced.
Let's start off with some context surrounding this playtest. Like, what exactly are we trying to accomplish right now? Well, much like previous playtests, we are not trying to stress test the game or our servers right now. We invited around 1,700 people and a handful of survival crafting content creators to essentially test out our early access game. This means that they got access to almost all of our content and some of the early access endgame content and a handful of outstanding development items. We're happy to report that overall, our returning players continue to tell us we're moving in the right direction. And when it comes to the feedback we received, there weren't any major surprises.
So let's jump into the best parts of the playtest. The first major positive is that the servers ran just fine during the duration of the playtest, and nothing exploded, which was great. So much like in previous rounds, playtesters were able to play solo or co-op. There were a few hiccups, and we'll talk about that later, but generally, the multiplayer worked pretty much as intended. In a previous...
Now that is great news. As I said, there were a few issues, but I'm assuming that's going to be standard for every playtest, right? That's the reason that you do playtests, to find those issues and try and get them nailed out before it actually goes into an early access release or a full release, depending on the game. But it seems like everything has gone very well. Now, the good news is there is another round of playtests happening towards the middle of May. Now, if you have already signed up for their playtests, you do not need to do it again. But if you haven't, all the links are in the description down below. For this next round of playtests, which once again is happening in the middle of May, they are opening it up for another 7,000 players. In the previous playtest in March, they had 1,700. So that is a big jump up. It seems like what they've said is their servers are handling things pretty well so far. And like I say, there was a couple of multiplayer issues, but it seems like they're nothing too major. They did mention that there was a few graphics crashes on some computers, but not too many, which is definitely a good sign. Now, this brings us to the main point of the video. Will we be seeing a release in the first half of 2023, or will we be getting another delay? Now, judging from what the team have said, it looks like this playtest is going to be the make or break situation. If these playtests go well, then it does look like we could have a potential of a release towards the end of the first half of 2023. Hopefully that is the case.
Well, the good news is, if you've wanted to playtest the game, there's still an opportunity to do so. We've got at least one more playtest planned, likely to happen in May. For this one, we're going to invite 7,000 or more playtesters to join us, and make sure that we've smoothed out the roughest edges of the game, as well as let you play for a longer period of time. Make sure that you've signed up using the instructions in the description below, and for those who have already signed up, don't worry, you don't need to do it again, you're still on the waitlist. So with the playtest in May, you may be wondering, what's happening with those first half of 2023 launch plans? Well, as of recording this video, we're using this last playtest as our final confidence check before we share an exact date, just to make sure that we've addressed all of the major core concerns. We're going to track all of the progress that we're making towards the key issues that we've outlined today, and we'll make sure to keep you guys updated as we move towards that next playtest, as well as ever closer to launch. We'll make sure to keep you guys updated as we go along.
But judging by what was just mentioned there, a confidence check, and they'll let us know a date. I'm assuming they've already got a date in mind, providing these playtests go all down to plan. Hopefully they do, because I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. I'm very, very excited for this one. It looks brilliant. The building systems look cool. Being able to build whole cities and towns, especially if you are playing with a big group of friends, is going to make this game so much fun. Very excited. Let me know what you think about Nightingale, and once again, if you are unsure and haven't really seen too much about it, we have a playlist on the channel, which I will pop in the comments down below. Sorry, the description down below. Now, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for much more Nightingale. If you do want to support the channel a little bit further, consider becoming a member. I greatly appreciate it. For now, though, I've been Wired. You guys have been awesome. We're going to leave that one there, and I'll see you in the next one.